Give me $200,000 or you're dead to this family. My sister said that. 3 days after I made the mistake of sharing good news with the people I thought loved me. By Sunday dinner, there were 7 people at that table. One was my lawyer. One was the pastor my mother invited to guilt me into compliance. And by the time we got to dessert, the person crying wasn't me. It was Megan. But she wasn't crying about money. My name is Theo. I'm 31. I'm an accountant from a small town outside Columbus, Ohio. Let me take you back to a Tuesday evening in March. I don't play the lottery, but that Tuesday I stopped at a speedway and bought a Mega Millions ticket on a whim. $2. 4 days later, I checked the numbers. $1.2 million. After taxes, about $740,000. The first thing I did, I called my mother. She screamed. I heard her shout into the next room, "Gerald, Theo won the lottery." Within an hour, Dad called. His voice was warm for the first time in months. "Proud of you, kid." 3 words I'd been chasing my whole life. Within 2 hours, Megan called, sweet as honey. "We should do a family dinner." Then she asked, "How much was it after taxes?" I told her, because I trusted her, because I was still stupid enough to believe that good news could just be good news in this family. For about 2 hours, I felt like I had a family again. That was the most expensive feeling of my life. Wednesday morning, Mom called. "The roof's leaking. The estimate is $15,000. Thursday, Dad called. "You know what I sacrificed for you." Except my college was paid for with loans I'm still paying off. Thursday night, Megan called again. The honey was gone. "I need $200,000. Todd and I are drowning. This is what family does." "I need time to think." "If you say no, don't bother showing up Sunday." She hung up. Friday morning, a text from Pastor Patterson. "Your mother reached out. She's concerned about you." Then texts from extended family. Aunt Diane, Uncle Bob, and then the one that made me sit down on the bathroom floor at work. "Grandma Ruth, 81 years old. I'm disappointed in you, sweetheart." Megan had called everyone, posted in the family Facebook group, "Pray for our family. Some people forget what blood means when money shows up." Then I thought about something that made my hand shake. I co-signed Dad's truck loan. If he stopped paying, my credit tanks. Mom's savings account, I'm listed as co-holder. She can access that any time. They had leverage, real leverage. That night, I opened my laptop. I'm an accountant. I pulled up my bank statements going back to 2017. March 2019, $30,000 wired to Megan. Rent, deposit, lawyer. Her text, "I'll pay you back, I swear." She never did. June 2021, $18,000 for Dad's truck. He said, "We'll figure it out." He never brought it up again. January 2022, $22,000 for Mom's knee surgery. She said, "That's what sons do." October 2023, $17,000 for Megan's rent. 6 months I covered. She never mentioned it. I stared at the bottom of the spreadsheet. $87,000. I'd never seen it as one number before. I wasn't angry. I was just awake. Saturday afternoon at Kroger, I ran into Todd. He looked terrible. "I didn't know about the phone call to Lily," he said. "I told Megan not to do that." "Then why are you still going along with this?" "Because I've got nowhere else to go." He paused. "For what it's worth, you've been more than fair. I just wanted you to know someone sees that." Saturday night, Aunt Diane called. "Your father borrowed $12,000 from me in 2018, never paid it back. I've watched this pattern for years, Theo. You're just the first one who might actually stand up." Sunday, 5 p.m., I pulled into Dad's driveway with Rachel, my college roommate and attorney. Mom opened the door. Her eyes went to Rachel. "Who's this?" "My friend. She's joining us for dinner." Mom's smile thinned. "We'll add a chair." The dining table was set. 7 places. They'd put me directly across from Dad. Gerald at the head, Megan to his right, mascara fresh, Todd to his left, staring at the salt shaker, Diane at the far end. Pastor Patterson sat next to Mom, Bible on his knee. Rachel sat in a folding chair near the window. She just needed to be in the room. Mom brought out the pot roast. Nobody served themselves. Gerald spoke first. "Let's get this over with." Mom reached for the pastor's arm. "Theo, Pastor Patterson is here because we love you." "Pastor, were you told the full story?" Megan cut in. "The full story is you won $1 million and won't help your own family." Gerald tapped the table. "Help your sister. That's what good people do." Mom's eyes were already red. I reached down, picked up a folder, and set it on the table. "Before I open this, one question." I looked at Megan. "How much have you ever given me?" "That's not the point." "It's exactly the point." I turned to Gerald. "Dad, how much have you given me since I turned 18? We gave you a roof. We gave you food. I moved out at 18. I've been paying my own way since then." Mom's hand went to her chest. "You're keeping score?" "No, Mom, I never kept score, but you forced me to count." I opened the folder. I read each entry calmly. March 2019, $30,000 to Megan, her text promising to pay it back. June 2021, $18,000 for Dad's truck. He said, "We'll figure it out." He never brought it up again. January 2022, $22,000 for Mom's knee surgery. She said, "That's what sons do." October 2023, $17,000 for Megan's rent. 6 months I covered. She never mentioned it. I stared at the bottom of the spreadsheet. $87,000. I'd never seen it as one number before. I wasn't angry. I was just awake. Diane spoke first. $87,000, Gerald, and you're sitting here demanding more?" Gerald's eyes snapped to her. He looked caught. Pastor Patterson took off his glasses. "Donna, you told me Theo was being selfish. You didn't tell me any of this. It's more complicated. It looks pretty clear." He turned to me. "I owe you an apology." He shook my hand and walked out. Megan slammed the table. "This is private. You made it public when you posted on Facebook. I'm just finishing what you started." The front door clicked shut. The room exhaled. I spoke. "I'm not asking to be paid back, but here's what happens next. 1. I'm removing my name from Mom's savings account tomorrow." Mom flinched. 2. I'm refinancing Dad's truck loan. My name comes off. Gerald didn't move. 3. No more loans disguised as obligations. If anyone needs help, we discuss it like adults, not with guilt, not with pastors. I looked at Megan. 4. If you ever use Lily against me, you won't hear from me. Not because I don't love her, because she deserves better. Megan's lip trembled. Gerald pushed his chair back and walked to the bedroom. Door clicked shut. Mom followed, then went to the kitchen. I heard water running. She was doing the dishes. The pot roast hadn't been served. Megan was crying openly now. "You've ruined this family." Then Todd spoke. "No, Megan, she didn't." Every head turned. "We owe $42,000 in credit card debt. You never told your parents. You wanted Todd to bail us out so they'd never find out." "Todd, shut up." "No, I'm done shutting up." Megan stared at him. Then she covered her face and sobbed. 3 months later, the refinance went through. My name came off the truck loan. The last financial thread was cut. I bought a house, 2-bedroom Cape Cod on Elm Street. My name on the mortgage. The only people at the house party were Rachel, Diane, and Todd with Lily. Megan knew. She didn't object. Lily stopped in the 2nd bedroom. "Is this my room for sleepovers?" "If you want it to be." I hugged her hard. I set aside $30,000 into a 529 fund for Lily. My name only. No one knows yet. Gerald hasn't called in 3 months. Diane says he sits on the porch and stares at that truck. Mom calls sometimes. I just wish things could go back to normal. I love you, Mom, but I won't apologize for having boundaries. She sighs. We say goodbye. I'm not waiting for an apology, but I'm also not closing the door. They know where I live. They just have to walk through it without a demand in their hands. I didn't lose my family. I lost the version that required me to shrink so they could feel tall. If you're the one who gives and gives, the one they call when they need money but not when they need to listen, hear me. You're not selfish for setting a boundary. You're not cold for asking to be treated like a person instead of a bank account. You're surviving, and that's enough.